Come on. I found something really strange. Some stuff from Walmart left over from somebody who came out here doing something. Let's check it out. So there was somebody out here on a bicycle, a mountain bike. See? Mountain bike. And they were attacked by Indians, right? And they tried to run, they tried to fight. They desperately tried to shoot with their shotgun, and this is an unfired bullet, so that's dropped. So they didn't get any shots off. They tried to reach for their whistle to signal, and they couldn't get it. There was a dog with them. I don't know what happened to the dog, and they probably ran north, which is that way. And they were never heard from again. Wow. See this gate right here? Why is there a gate? What's the point of having a gate right here? Look around us, there's nothing out here. It bothered me enough to where I thought that I should come out here and investigate. So I looked at my map from 100 years ago, and I didn't see anything on the map. So I didn't see anything on the map from 100 years ago, so I looked at a map from 120 years ago, and I still didn't see anything out there. There's no sign of any structure or barn or anything really. So after that, I got the map out from 140 years ago, and that's when it hit me. I saw something on the map. I saw that there was a house here, or a barn. 1872 actually. So I came out here to see if I could find where the barn was. Do you hear that? Yeah, that's the barn. This is where it is. Got another relic here, and it's a high tone, so that's probably made out of brass, I think, and it's a buckle. So I found enough stuff here to put the pieces together. There was a barn right here, probably right there, and the farmer would work here, and there'd be horses right here, and the farmer had a lot of work to do, so much that he had a hernia, and he would sit by this road and work, and sometimes he would hear the sound of another horse in a wagon coming up the road. So the farmer would no doubt be working right here, and he would have looked down the road and saw his neighbor coming with a horse and a wagon. But back then they didn't call it a wagon, they called it a truck. Around here they did. So the name on the map, the old 1872 map, is Wallington. So maybe Wallington was right here, and another name, Thompson, was over there. So maybe Wallington stopped to talk to Thompson, and they would have said something like, "Hey, did you hear what happened to my brother?" And Wallington would have said, "No, what happened?" And Thompson would have said, "He got shot in Shiloh." And Wallington would have said, "He died?" And Thompson would have said, "No, it looks like he's gonna make it. He got shot in the hand." And that's exactly what happened. They might have talked about that right here. And here it is. Here's the barn. Where I live, square nails don't false as much as round nails, so you can tell the difference between the sounds. And so, handmade, square nail, how about it? 1860s, 1870s. So the farmer that sat down and had lunch with this spoon and worked in this barn would have drank water from a spring. Down at the base of the hill there used to be a spring. But if he wanted to drink anything else, like alcohol, it would have come from a hand-blown bottle, not machine-made. Somebody literally blowing through a pipe or a tube. That bottle is out here somewhere. We're gonna find it. Okay, so for the rest of the day, I'm gonna go into those trees. It gets really swampy down there. I'm gonna go down into the swamp and see if I can find evidence of a trash pit or a bottle dump or something. So it's time to put the camera up and really get dirty. That's weird. Little kid's shoes. I can still see red and green and white. Are those bowling shoes? I can see where squirrels have been chewing on them. Mice probably. See? It's the swamp. It's a real swampy area. And then if you look up there, that's where we got to go. The ground is totally clean down here. No one's been down here. That was a fun hunt. I didn't find the 1800s bottle dump like I wanted to. I didn't find any coins. But I did learn that my mapping work was accurate. And I did find the oldest and strangest relic that I have ever found. So, thank you for joining me on that adventure. I'll see you at the rundown. Stay tuned for more. All right, how about a wrap up? We're down here in the basement of the local library, and they've got everything here. We've got newspaper articles from the 20s and 30s. Check this out. Right here we have the class of 1896. This is the State of Illinois County Atlas. This one's from 1912. I do have one from 1872. Let's look at it. Okay, so here we have a very rare copy of the County Atlas. I use the digital version of this, but it's this County Atlas here that allows me to go back in time and to see who owned the properties that I metal detect, what they looked like, what was going on. And so this is a gold mine. And so here it is. This is the greatest relic I have ever found. When I first found it, I picked it up and it was all dirty, and I thought it might have been a drawer pull or, you know, some kind of hardware. And so I took it home and washed it off, and when I did that, I saw it. It's the glint of gold, that unmistakable shine. And so when I took it home and washed it off, I was able to just barely make out like a serial number or something that had been stamped in this gold-plated metal right here. And I looked at it and I couldn't figure out what it was. It said AN131863. What does that mean? AN131863, AN181863, or whatever it was. And then it hit me. That's not a serial number. That's this right here. That's right. January 13th, 1863. It says exactly that. I can't show you without the microscope camera, but that's what it says. Okay, so what this actually is it was a special belt that people with hernias wore, and this right here was a ball joint that had a set screw in it, and you could adjust this to press against the herniated area, and that would allow you to experience some relief and keep working. And so I think the reason why it was gold plated was because it fit underneath your clothes. You wore it underneath your clothes, and it had to be resistant to sweat, and so thus it's gold plated. Now what's amazing about this is that even though it was patented in 1863, there's still more information that we can get off of it. Now, I know that patent dates can run, a lot longer than, 10, 20 years, but there's more information that we can get from this. Let me show you where I got that information. This piece of paper right here states that it was sold by Bartlett, Buttman, and Parker. But on the actual relic, it only says Bartlett and Buttman on it. Parker didn't join the company yet, and Parker joined the company about 1866. So I'm guessing, I'm stating with confidence that this relic right here was made before Parker joined the company. So we're looking at something that is before 1866. All right, and lastly, I was very fortunate to find a letter written to the Secretary of War by the Department of Justice. And it goes on in this letter to state that any soldier of the Union Army that suffered this hernia, this rupture, was issued one of these for free after the war. And the one that was recommended by the Surgeon General was this Bartlett and Buttman hernia truss. Okay, so all of this looks like a pile of junk, but when you really sit down and think about it, the barn that I was detecting was on the map in 1872 and off the map by 1892. So I'm guessing that all of these things are from the 1860s, 70s, and 80s. This in particular is amazing because we could date this with such accuracy. All of this other stuff is just characteristic of what life was like. I mean, we have a cheap spoon, we have some horse hardware here, pieces of the barn that were left over, and something that was worn probably during the 1860s, during the Civil War, or at least Reconstructionist period. So a pile of junk with the right research tools can all of a sudden become priceless relics. And that is what this video is all about.